Good evening, ladies and gents. My name is Matt Beck from Beck's Marine, and today I'd like to talk to you about my new WTCs that will be released in the new year. In front of me, I have the polycarbonate version, the clear version, which is the premium line, and I also have, what I will be supplying is the PVC version, which is the standard line. Also has polycarbonate end caps on it, so all for support, and obviously you don't want it to break. Each system is exactly the same, so you have your servo trays mounted to the end caps on both sides, like so, and that eliminates any slop that you have in the servos. Now, this is originally obviously a modification of the old shearline design, who was my predecessor, and I've put in a couple of my own tweaks to it, where you have the front the front servo tray has the engraving of the name of the submarine and also the class of submarine and its scale. That is for everybody. They just let me know when you buy one which submarine you've got, and I'll engrave that in. It also has 3 fail safes operated by RC Model Electronics, Tim Garrett's sub-commander. This operates my 3 fail safes, my pump and my valve. Also, each WTC comes with also his gyro, his auto leveler. That's also provided in each system. So we'll quickly talk about the sub-commander. The sub-commander has 3 fail safes built into it. The first fail safe it has 2 probes forward and aft. They detect water in the electronics bay, and it will automatically blow your ballast, turn your pump off, and keep the valve open until you can get the submarine back to shore, dry it out, and then you can put it all back together again, and off you go. The second fail safe, it has 2 probes inside the ballast tank, which determines the height of the water, and that is purely to stop you from overpressurizing the tank. So what that does, the water fills up into the ballast tank, hits the 2 probes, turns the pump off, and shuts the valve. It will not empty until you operate the valve and release the system, and that is all controlled by Tim's sub-commander. The third one is if you lose signal, it will blow ballast, come to the surface. Once it gets its signal back, it will then reoperate, and you can carry on swimming your submarine. Now, with this WTC, the difference is between the old one is it has twin umbilical tubes inside. That's purely for signal and power, keeps them separate, and it gives you a bit more chance with interference of whether you're using 40 meg or 75 megahertz if you're in America. You also have the baffles inside, and you have a horizontal baffle as well, and that's where the level of the water will go to, and it really does do a really good job on stopping it from sloshing about, and also you won't get the seesaw effect. Fingers crossed. So I'm just going to quickly show you how the operation and how quickly this system fills and how quickly the system empties. I do not use a forward and reverse water pump. I use a standard car washer pump, and it's all done by pressure, and that's one of the reasons why we have fail-safe in, because you can overpressurize these systems. So what I'm going to do is just quickly show you how quickly it fills. 2 seconds. There's the WTC, and now I'm just going to operate the pump by just connecting the terminals to the battery at this moment in time. There was a little bit of slow delay there because I've had the tank empty. I just had to reprime the pump. You shouldn't have to do that every time. Generally, what I say on your first operation, you will have to just sit there and prime it. And all you do is put your finger in the end of the pump it a couple of times, and that will prime your pump. But you do not need to do that every time. As you can see, the water level's now coming to the ballast tank. And what I'll do is I will just pinch the pipe, and that will now simulate the valve. I'll just place that into my vise, and as I said, that's just simulating the valve. There you go. So that is now all clamped up. The water is now in, so there you go. And if you stand back, I'll show you how well this works. And as you can see, it's very slow in moving. If there was no baffles in there, that would be sloshing backwards and forwards rather quickly, and you end up with a submarine that is not stable. As you can see, I'm very happy with this design, and it's there is no sloshing about in there at all. it is rather good. Okay, so I'm just going to place that down there, and I'm now going to just point blank release the or what you would have is a servo on a valve, and release the valve and show you how quickly this empties. And this is all done purely by air pressure inside the ballast tank. And as you can see, it is gradually going down, and then you will be driving your submarine now to the surface. Obviously, but as you can see, it's emptying quite quickly. There you go. A very, very simple system. And if you lose all power, your valve's going to open automatically, blow its tanks, and you'll come to the surface. And there you go. You'll be at the surface now, and the last little bit of water in there gradually releases itself, and then your boat will be back at its true trim. And then the beauty about this system is because you don't have a forward and reverse pump, you don't have to worry about how much juice you're using, so it's a much more economical way of doing it, and you'll get a much longer running time on your submarine. I'm Matt from Beck's Marine, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to just give me an email or give me a phone call, you get my number from the website or on Facebook. Anyway, have a good evening, guys. Stay safe during this coronavirus time, and catch you guys soon. Bye-bye.